Right, welcome back to part two. Is everybody enjoying themselves? Say yo! Well, two. Thanks for being fantastic with my part of the show. And we're now going to bring you live on stage a very, very good friend of mine. This guy's amazing. Anybody remember a TV series called The Comedians? Yeah, he's on there. Remember a great program called Tiswas? He was always on that too. He's one of the Midlands' finest comedians, a very good friend of mine. Just actually come back from a cruise 2 days ago, just got back from New York. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice big warm lead welcome live on stage. The fantastic Mr. Ian Sludge Lees! Come on. Ian Sludge Lees!
Thank you very much, thank you. Dave, I've just come back from New York.
Yeah, oh sorry.
Not New York.
Sorry.
Don't matter. Anyway, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A lovely crowd. I've heard David working G and we get the fellow from R.I.P. and have we got anybody? I'm from a fishing village, the same as David, called Cannock in Staffordshire. Have you heard of it? It's on the A5, Cannock, and there's a McDonald's where I live, but everywhere you look now, McDonald's, but he's done well, hasn't he? Started off with a farm and a donkey and a Do you know what a great club this is? You could do like a comedy store, you could be even have cameras in here doing shows. What a day I've had today. I come out of my house this morning. I live in Tipton now with the Taliban. I am from Canada. I come out of my house this morning, one of them new Skodas hit me head on. There's marzipan and sponge cake. I'm going to a fancy dress ball on Thursday at Gary Glitter. I'm going to wear a bandana, a goatee beard and my Speedo swimming shorts, but I'm taking the S off. Michael Barrymore invited me and David to his house for swimming lessons. I said, piss off. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen, the things that happen to you. I mean, do you know what makes me sick when I do that? I like daft jokes, do you? These two snakes were in the jungle. The one says, Dad, are we poisonous? He said, why have you asked me that? He said, I've bit my lip. Let's get one thing straight, because it's warm, isn't it? The gaffer will tell you a penguin coming here lunchtime. Pint of lager, please. He said, has my brother been in here today? He said, what's he look like? Anyway, I've had a fantastic journey. I've come past that swan in the front garden down on the stone road. And do you remember Jolly's?
Yes!
Stoke-on-Trent. I picked a bit of stuff up in there one night. She said, Ian, don't take me home. My dad's really jealous. She said, come round the house on Sunday morning. I'll be in the house on my own. We can do whatever we like. They're a very religious family, so we're from Bentley. I said, well, have you heard of it? What do they call 3 right pies on top of each other in Bentley? A wedding cake. She said, Ian, come round the house on Sunday morning. Now, in them days, it was a big journey from Cannock. Used to stop off at the Crispy, I don't know if you've heard of that place. Have a bag of crisps and half a lager, fill up again, and then come up into wherever, you know, into Leek. Anyway, so I went round the house in Bentley on the Sunday morning, and there was a sign on the gate, I live here. Have you seen that? On the front gate post. There's a picture of a Rottweiler. Well, I had a Wolverhampton Wanderers football shirt on, who are top of the league, by the way. We are top of the league, we are top of the league. Bullshit. The Rottweiler's behind the fence, he's got a Port Vale bandana on his head. He saw my wolf stop, he went, I thought, I ain't going in there. She's nice, but she ain't that nice. I thought, son, it's a long way from Cannock, I want to take a chance. She looked through the window upstairs, said, Ian, come in here and kick his balls, he likes it. said, I beg you, but kick his balls, he likes it. I said, fair enough, love. Took a chance, sir. I went through the fence, the Rottweiler's on my leg, I got out of the back of his neck and I give him such a kick in the selection box. Bang! She said, I meant the balls on the lawn. Mel Scholes passed away now. Used to work at the Potter's Lodge in now, Scholes. Yeah. Signal Radio, what a brilliant station, that is Signal Radio. I used to go out with a girl who worked for Signal Radio. Really? Yeah. Strange woman. Every time you went under a bridge, you couldn't hear what the bloody hell she was talking about. And she had one of them coils and it didn't work properly. Every time she farted, the garage doors opened in there. Yeah, crossbreeding dogs now, popular now. Do you know about this? My mate crossed a Labrador with a poodle and got a Labradoodle. I crossed a Shih Tzu with an handbag and got a shit bag. This chap had his ear off at work. His mate says, get down the hospital, Frank, but keep your ear moving. He said, these days with this stereophonic surgery, they'll stitch your ear back on. So he's walking through Mere with his ear in his hand. His mate says, what are you doing, Frank? He said, pardon. He said, put your ear in your pocket, Frank, everybody's looking at you. Put his ear in his pocket, he stood in the bus stop in Mere. Had to keep his ear moving near the circulation, you know what I mean? And this woman come over the road, she says, you'll go blind doing that. She said, I'll go deaf if I don't. You like it? Oh, fantastic. And you know something? And David as well, not really swearing really, you know, it's a good laugh at it. My jokes, and the funny jokes are the clean ones. This is one of my favourite jokes. This little pig was sitting on the beach in Skegness. He was 2 weeks old and he had no mommy and daddy. Aww. I'll tell you what happened, ladies and gentlemen. The mommy pig died having him shot over cesarean. What is it? Cesarean. That's it. Well, I should know about that because I was a cesarean baby, ladies and gentlemen. I used to get out of my car through the sunroof. I'm all right now. I've got over it now. But anyway. So the little pig is sat on the beach, a big German come down the beach. I'd blood the Gurgen, fette Truten, fette Gruten, Luften, Hofstutz. Now, are there any Germans in here? Because I've got a German car in the car park. The wipers go like that. I played golf with a German, I couldn't get him out of the bunker. But anyway. So the little pig's on the beach. Watch the stage area, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fantastic story. True story, a bit sad, but ends up nicely. So this German walked down the beach. I look at you. Ah, it's a pig. He walked up to the pig, sir, gentleman in the navy top, and he kicked him in the face for nothing. He just went, and the pig went. Like seeing a goal at Crew Alexander. He got a big handful of sand, then he threw it in the pig's face. He went, have some sand in your face and see if you like it, swine. As the sand went in the little pig's face, everybody watched, the little pig went. He picked him up, then he said, where are all the people? Where are all the people? Where are all the people? And the pig went. It's not the end. He threw him in the sea, then a Skegness. And the pig kept coming out of the water going. He kept shoving him down, he kept coming out. He kept shoving him down. Just then the German dived in the sea and he saved the pig's life. Isn't that lovely? I went over to him, I said, you're German, aren't you? He said, I'm from Germany. Yes, I'm from Germany. My name is Helmut. I said, that's an unfortunate name, Helmut. I said, you've saved the pig's life, are you a vet? He said, vet, I'm sulking. Blackpool, who's from Blackpool? Oh yeah, really, I was talking to you earlier when I didn't realise. Is that tanker still on the beach, or have they burnt it down yet? There's a tanker on the beach, is it still there? Because they've turned it and they're cutting it up now, aren't they? They're still there, is it? They're cutting it up apparently, aren't they? Am I facing the right way, as he said? I love Blackpool. I love Blackpool. This American was in a taxi in Blackpool. This is a fantastic story. He said to the taxi driver, what's that building there, buddy? He said, that's Blackpool Pleasure Beach, mate. I'm very proud of it. How long did it take to build, y'all? Shit. About 8 years. He said, we build things like that in the States in 8 weeks. Never took notice, Blackpool taxi driver. Got by the South Pier. What's that, buddy? That's Blackpool South Pier, the southern pier of our 3 piers. We're very proud of it as well. How long did it take to build, buddy? 2 years. We build things like that in the States in 2 weeks. He got by Blackpool Tower. He said, what's that, buddy? He said, I don't know, you weren't there this morning, that. See, and they say, alternative old jokes are old jokes. They're funny jokes, aren't they? Funny story. Tiswas, do you remember that on a Saturday morning? Spit the joke, Chris Tarrant, remember him? Chris Tarrant had a lot of trouble with the wife. Oh, not many. Ingrid, her name is. He's got a new show next week. It's called Who Used to Be a Millionaire. You don't mess with the women, do you, boys? I mean, you're a young bloke, but you don't mess with ladies, do you? They're like tornadoes, women are. They're warm and moist when they're coming towards you. When they leave, they take half the bloody house with them. The perfect man, the perfect woman, and Father Christmas in a lift. There's a £50 note on the floor. Who picks it up? The perfect man, because the other two don't exist. I think about the showbiz, the business, it's a great business showbiz. It's the best thing I've ever done. 31 years I've been doing stand-up comedy. I won New Faces in 1979. I didn't get one before you said anything. So. You were on that then. Unbelievable. And do you remember them 2 awful winters we had? Mike and Bernie. Peters and Lee, do you remember them? Welcome home. Welcome and close the door. You've been gone. It's like a ventriloquist dummy, it was. They split up, she went into pantomime, he went into a lamppost. Don Partridge, a one-man band. Rosie. Oh, Rosie. Oh, Rosie. Split up now, yes. Where are they? Do you remember the Seekers? Hey there, Georgie girl. The bloke that was singing the adverts, I don't remember. Where's that from? Then the New Seekers, do you remember them? Now we've got the Asylum Seekers. They've got a bigger following than anybody. Just get under that bag and we'll have you a nice flat waiting for you. £100. Arthur Scargill, do you remember him? He promised all you lads £300 a week. What an arsehole. The man with the shredded wheat on his head. Don't like him. I'd like to give him a pint of Andrews and a Vindaloo curry and sew his backside. I mean, guess who I bumped into in Specsavers yesterday? Everybody. I went to the library, I said, have you got any books on suicide? He said, we did have, but they don't bring them back. Fantastic stories, aren't they? This couple got married. He walked in the bedroom on the first night, took his trousers off and threw them on the bed. He said, put them on, love. She said, I can't, they're yours. He said, correct. And just remember that as well. I'll wear the trousers in this house. This girl's from Congleton. She took her knickers off and threw them on the bed. She said, put them on. He said, I'll never get into them. She said, no, you won't until you change your bloody attitude. My wife's just had a breast reduction, she just got the 2 now. And, my kids are grown. I've got 4 kids, 2 lots. 2 boys, 2 girls from 2 marriages. Well, my youngest lad's at home now, Tom. I've got an 18-year-old Tom, and a daughter Sophie, 19, she's at university in Worthing. So the other week, my missus says, let's have a French night. I said, what do you mean? She says, I'll get the kit on, you know. You go up the Asda and get some snails and a few bottles of wine. We'll have a bit of a do. I said, really? I'm thinking that, you know, what's she after, man? So anyway, I went up the Asda in Tipton, a 2-story land job. I was on studio being an entertainer. And I got these 4 bottles of wine, 2 red, 2 white, French wine, and a big bag of snails. I'm on my way back from the Asda, and my mate shouted to me at the pub, Sludge, you coming in for one, mate? I said, no, I can't, I'm going home, I'm having an early night. Me and my missus are having a French night. I said, under the thumb then, aren't you? I said, sorry, under the thumb, that's what you are, boy. Under the thumb. I went to this pub in Tipton late job at 8 o'clock. 10 past 11, I come out. I look like an MFI wardrobe. Do you remember them Cabbage Patch dolls that you used to adopt? That's what I look like. I staggered down the road. I went on the drive where I live. I fell over, banged my head on the wall, and the snout went all over the drive. She opened the door, she said, where the bloody hell have you been till now? I said, come on, lads. What do you want now? That's exactly right. I need to go to clap for that. Again. So. It's all right, let it out. So, David and I are past friends. David's a Southampton football fan. I think I'm Wolves. Nothing wrong with that. I could have been a professional footballer then, gentlemen. Excuse me. When I was at school, the teacher said I was good for FA. I went on the pitch once, nothing on, just my boots, and the referee gave me the red card. I said, what have you done that for? He said, that's the worst tackle I've ever seen. Oh, things happen. I went to Australia in February. February the 12th, I flew to Australia from Heathrow in London. And the aeroplanes, as David said, it's scary, isn't it? I'm on this plane to Australia, and the tannoy come on. Come on. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, this is a British Airways flight. From Heathrow in London to Sydney in Australia, calling it Bangkok. If you look out to the left-hand side of the aircraft, you'll see the engine on that wing's on fire. It's probably going to fall off. You look out to the right-hand side of the aircraft, you'll see the engine on that wing's on fire. That's probably going to fall off as well. Look down to the sea, you'll see a dinghy. In it are 14 people, that is myself, Captain Wainwright, and the rest of You've been listening to a recorded message. Have a lovely holiday. Imagine hearing that one. Everybody panicked and went, shut up, all flies. Have you been in the front of an aeroplane, mate? There's clocks everywhere and they're all wrong. 11, 6:30, 25 to I put the earphones on. So, ladies and gentlemen, special announcement, I'm going to try and fly the aircraft. I went flying lessons and I'm going to do the best for all of it. The plane was packed. And this Geordie come and sat next to me, she says, excuse me son, you didn't know what you're doing with the plane, do you? So what do you mean? He said, I've had flying lessons. I said, I've been thrown out of a few clubs in the North East myself. He said, I've worked it out, Sludge. I said, what is it? What do you do? He said, look out to the left-hand side of the plane. There's a light on the end of the wing, right? I said, right. And I did feel more confident, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. He said, look out to the right-hand side of the plane. There's a light on the end of that wing, right? I said, right. He said, well, if we land in between them, we'll laugh at it. Shut up, everybody. I panicked. I was screaming down the microphone. Christmas Eve, August bank holiday, Easter Tuesday. Geordie said, I think you're looking for Mayday. Mayday, Mayday. Mayday, Mayday. I said, hello, Sydney Airport, Australia. Hello, Sydney Airport, Australia. I said, hello, Ian Lees there. He said, who? I said, it's Ian Lees. He said, I can't believe it. Ian Lees, the comedian from Cannock on the A5. Now they're going to TikTok on the telephone. Ian, have you any idea of your flight position? I said, I think we're upside down. What makes you think that? I said, the shit's coming at me, Colin. I got the plane down. I was a hero, they're all chanting, super, 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 Sludge. Oh, he's got big hair, but we don't care. Oh, Sludgy, Sludgy, got us down. Oh, Sludgy and the Geordie, Sludgy and the Geordie. Oh. Sludgy and the Geordie, Sludgy and the Geordie. Oh, the women were kissing me and biting me. I said, leave it, love, it's my pleasure to get you down on the earth safely. I then went on to the ship called the Aurora, which is a brilliant P&O ship left on. I sailed up to the Great Barrier Reef. I went round to a place called Yorkeys Knob, which is near Cairns and Hamilton Island. Perfectly true story. I went to Nabasha, Yorkeys Knob. I stood there 5 minutes and these two Australians were in the corner. You know, the one said to his mate, you know something, if I didn't know any better than, I reckon that Sludge Lees just walked to the door. If it isn't him, it's not the old Raider Slide. You should go and ask him, Dennis. He said, that's what I'm going to bloody do, mate. Don't you worry about that at all. Don't you worry. Don't even think about it, Cobber. He said, excuse me, mate. Are you Sludge Lees, a comedian from Cannock on the A5? I said, I am actually. He said, Christ, what you doing in Australia, Sludge? I said, I'm on that ship, the Aurora, in the sea there. He said, it's great to see you in Australia, Sludge. We really love your show. Great to see you. Love to see your act one night. Just then, this city gentleman walked into this bar in Yorkeys Knob in Australia. God's truth as I'm stood here. He said, good afternoon, old chap. Could I have a pint of Foster's nice and cold, please? The barman said, certainly, mate. You don't get it any colder than when you're down here in Australia. You wouldn't want a warm beer, would you? Dennis said to Bruce, I've never seen the guy in the pinstripe suit before. Have you, Dennis? He said, no, I haven't, mate. Go and find out who he is. He said, that's what I'm going to bloody well do, mate. Can you guess what it is, you? He said, excuse me, mate, but me and my mate Dennis don't seem to have seen you around these parts before. She don't know you won't have done. He said, I'm a taxidermist from London. I've come over to Australia to stuff a few kangaroos. Right. She said, who is he, Dennis? He said, he's a taxi driver from London. But he's one of us, mate. It really is. Funny old one. Does anybody in here work in a bank? I mean, it's an exciting job. It can be dodgy sometimes, can't it? There's 15 windows in the bank, but there's only 3 ever open. I was in the bank in Cannock the other day. This man walked in. He went to this girl behind the counter. Fatty, get a cheque book on here and get off your fat backside. Keep off the cruise ships. Fat kid. I mean, there's no need for that, sir. The woman was a bit plump, but you don't actually say it to him, do you? God, the manager came out of his wardrobe. He said, excuse me, he said, just hold on. What do you think you're doing coming in my bank calling her a fatty? Who the hell do you think you are? Hmm? This fella's relaxed. I'm from Buxton in Derbyshire and I've won 18 million on the lottery. I thought I'd put it in your bank. The manager turned to this girl. He said, get off your fat arse and get in. This man walked into the bank. You're spellbound by every word, aren't you? He went to the girl behind the counter with a gun, your geography. I said, you mean history? He said, don't change the subject. I challenged him on it, mate. I went, come on. Hey, you want to start with anybody, start with me and not the innocent people. Come on. Come on, let's have it. Come on. Come on. Come on. He went, the bullet went straight through me and hit the cashier and the police arrested me. I said, why me? He said, it was through you the cashier got shot. I'm coming out. Have a drink. Go on, have a drink. I'll stop for a minute. I was coming out the back, and this another fellow walked past me with a mask on. You're joking? I'm telling you. He went to the girl behind the counter. He give me the money, or you're dead. He had a shotgun. He stuck it under the counter. Give me the money, or you're dead. No. She piled all the money up on the counter, and he was just coming out this bank robber, and his mask fell off. He said to the girl behind the counter, "Did you see my face?" She said, "I've got to be honest, I did." He went, and he shot me. He said to me, "Did you see my face?" I said, "I didn't, but my wife did." Jokes for every occasion, gentlemen. I mean, I was in Manchester a few weeks ago. Blackpool I was as well. I'll go back to Blackpool now. I was lying on the beach in Blackpool 4 months ago by that tank. Haven't we had a marvellous summer? This Frenchman came down the beach. She may be the first I can forget. Raindrops keep falling on my head. That gave for